Well,
Yeah, I think
listen, let's uh, let's talk Liverpool. I don't know whether you want to talk about Liverpool, but I think we certainly must as well. I'll start off with Paul, who's driving next to me. But what did you make of the match, Paul, last night?
Think it's just same old, same old. Very passive, very much letting the other team dominate them. Liverpool at the moment, uh, absolutely fantastic at finding a way not to pick the right pass. There's loads of ways that they're doing it. They always seem to be running into cul-de-sacs. One of the prime examples last night was clock was ticking. It was near the end, and Robertson rather put a ball in, decides to play the ball 40 yards back to the goalkeeper. It's just passive, which we've been saying all year, and there's just no change again. So yeah, same old for me.
Okay, did you watch it? Take it you did.
yeah, I watched it. I'm not gonna I'm not gonna disagree. I think a lot of the system change because they played the five at the back and stuff was a little bit awkward, particularly for some of the attacking stuff because a lot of the attacking stuff had to go through hold up play up top, and Ekatike was kind of struggling with that aspect as well. Um, but yeah, passive, yeah, just yeah, same old. Probably a really a good way to put it, I suppose.
You know what it reminds me a little bit of, but not quite in the same way, was when Brendan Rodgers went to Real Madrid and he rested Gerrard and Coutinho and one or two other players. He almost raised the white flag to say, yeah, I'm giving this match away, and he got slated for it. And I think Slot was saying last night, by not resting players but playing that back five, it was almost saying, okay, we're accepting we're going to lose. It's just by how many. And that was the
Yeah,
intent, I thought.
right. Yeah, I think he didn't want to come out of there like with the team getting their ass kicked, I guess. Which is, I mean, fair enough, but like I don't know how to say it. I get where he's coming from. If we would have played the regular four and the front three were doing their regular non-pressing nonsense, like we could have shipped like six, like genuinely. Like if the front four were like Gakpo, Ekatike, Salah, Verts, and it was just the two in midfield, and we were playing our normal press stuff where Ekatike is not a great presser and Salah's pressing is like gone completely almost. Like they would have tore right through that.
I think our pressing has been a problem all season. Oh, I've mentioned it a few times, and the cohesion between the forwards and the midfielders, and especially when you see Curtis Jones running past the forwards to press the keeper, or Szoboszlai running past the forwards to press the keeper. I think sometimes rather than the forwards press, the midfielders empty out because the forwards aren't pressing. And I think the stat on that between Salah, Etike, Isaac, Gapo, I think I shared on the Instagram page, between those four players, they've won 31 tackles all season. So it shows their lack of pressing. In midfield, Mac Allister, he's won 20 tackles this season. He normally hits around 50, 50 plus. So it shows how much he's down as well. And I think Gapo and Szoboszlai, they were around 30. I think Curtis Jones was 17. So if you look at the stats, we don't seem to be competing and putting our foot in and pressing and getting close to players. I think when I looked at it, Garner for Everton, he was mid fifties. Anderson for Forest, he was mid fifties. And when I went back further, Firmino for us, he was hitting 60. So those
Hmm.
four players are hitting 30 near the end of the season. Firmino by himself was hitting 60. Do you think the forwards press enough, or do you think that causes a problem for the rest of the team?
Yeah, I I see that all the time, and I see posts about it all the time about them not pressing up front, and you can see it. They don't do a whole lot of pushing, and I saw one particular post the other day about Verts, who was near a guy who he could have pressed, and then did his best to just get back into position instead of making the press. And I think a lot of what gets lost, I think, with that is that I don't think this set of forwards can press that way. Like, I don't think Salah can press anymore, really. He does enough tracking back, and getting a little bit older and all that stuff. His pressing legs have mostly gone, and Ekitike is not really a pressing up in your face forward like a Nunez or Firmino or anything like that. Like Nunez wasn't good at it, but he ran. But Ekitike is not that kind of forward. And as the years gone on, Ekitike has played a ton, and you can tell his legs are like a little bit going some. Um, and it just puts you in a weird spot because if their back four can move the ball wherever they like, and we don't have like a player in the middle either that's gonna win those balls. Like Gravenberch had such a great year last year, and I think everybody forgot that that's not really his spot, and it's just regressed some this year. He's just not been as good tackling. Mac Allister has been so much slower this year for whatever reason. So I think in terms of the press stuff, they don't do it, and I think that's what is frustrating because when you watch it, like, man, playing right through, we're not really getting up in their face and stuff. But I also think Slot's trying his best to like set the team up to cut passing lanes and stuff like that because they're also not able to do those things. I think there's a mix of they're not able to press and trying to set up a way to make it so that they don't need to press, which doesn't really exist. So it's just really, really awkward there.
Move looking forward. Do you expect any changes? Will Salah come back in?
Yeah, I expect him to go back to the regular 4-3-3 or however. We'll see. I think it's going to be mostly the same players also. I don't expect much change except the system to go back and Salah to come back into the team. I think so. And I think Salah will. I don't think they're going to play 5 when PSG come to Anfield next week. I think that'll be the regular team itself. I think he really wanted to go over there and not get blown away, and then see if the crowd can like lift us back. Because when we played PSG last year, we won the first game, but we were like comfortably outplayed. But in the second game, we outplayed them, bar the goal, like up to extra time, and then the legs went a little bit. But the first 90 minutes at Anfield, we were better than they were, I thought. So I think he was just hoping that the game's close enough and that can drag them over the line a little bit because we're not. I don't think anybody's fooling themselves into thinking we're on their level at the moment.
Or what do you reckon, Fulham, the weekend?
Gomez will, I think he'll definitely be dropped. To ask him to play 3 games in a row is beyond his capability. Physically, he'll just break down. I'll be interested to see if Frimpong does play a full 90 as well. Again, just due to the problems he's had. Kind of looking a little bit further forward, one of the interesting points about PSG is Spirit Shankly come out today and said they are not bringing any flags to the game in protest of the ticket price announcements that the owner's done. What damage that kind of causes to the atmosphere will remain to be seen, but I think it's really interesting, especially in a real do-or-die game, that you're potentially diluting what could be the biggest asset for Liverpool, be it the supporters. I think the supporters will have a massive part to play in that game in trying to get the Reds over the line because they're already well up against it.